So, Mike, tell me about your background.
Well, I'm Mike Mindel. I was the CEO and I am the founder of wordtracker.com, which is a search marketing tool. I've been doing it about 12 years, and it's basically all about tracking what people search for online. So yeah, I've been going about 12 years on that, and the idea is that if you find what people are searching for, you can actually target those search terms in the search engines and actually get more traffic and more sales as a result of it. So
Right.
I've basically been in the internet marketing field about 12 years, and previously to that I was in the film industry,
Right.
like your good self. We were both in the British Amateur Video Awards. I think you had Thing Beneath the Bed, and I had something called Concerning Swift on the same show, and then we went in different directions. I went into internet marketing, you stayed in the film thing, and we've kind of reconvened.
And consequently, you're now wealthy and I'm poor.
I wouldn't go that far.
But you've recently come back to film. You got involved in a feature film recently.
Yes.
Tell us about what that film is and what it's called.
Well, my good friend and director of the movie, Kelly Smith, he and I both went to Reading University to do a course called Film and Drama, and we met up recently again. And he said, "I've got this film, and it's called The Hollow." And I said, "What is it?" And he said, "Oh, it's a psychological horror film." And I said, "Well, are you going to show it to me?" And he goes, "I haven't shown it to anyone." And I said, "Well, I can be the first, right?" And so he said, "Okay." And so he brought the film over to me, and we sat down and I watched it, and I thought, if this isn't any good, I'm probably not going to get involved in it. And so we started watching the film, and after about 10 minutes I thought, hang on, this is kind of good, I'm liking this. And after the film was over, it's like an 80-minute film, I thought, you know what, this rough cut's pretty good, I want to get involved in it. The only problem is, I don't like the name, I don't like The Hollow, it doesn't make any sense, I don't know what genre it is. And so we had a bit of a kind of tussle about that, and we worked on it quite hard, and we discovered that basically the film was a psychological horror film, and we came up with the premise and worked out the premise, which is basically, what if you invited a serial killer on holiday? And as soon as we did that, and we changed the name of the film from The Hollow to its new title, which is Don't Let Him In, we started to find that all the previous sales agents who weren't interested started to take an interest. And that's all because we rooted the film firmly inside a genre, which was psychological horror, and they totally got it. And now we're starting to get interest from, well, we have a sales agent now as a result of that change, and we're getting interest from distributors, and we've sold about $65,000 worth of pre-sales to all over the world, like Australia and Benelux, where is Benelux? I don't even know where that is.
Northern Europe.
Okay, there, and various other places.
So, but the title "Don't Let Him In" is great because it's also a hook. It immediately makes you go, well, don't let who in and why?
Exactly, that's exactly the point. And yeah, part of that ties into this whole thing I've been learning over the past 12 years in internet marketing, which is all about how to get people to make decisions, make choices that I want them to take. And there's this really kind of, I don't know if now's the right time for it, but there's this really interesting branch of internet marketing called neuromarketing.
Well, hang on there, Mike. We can come to that. Let's stay.
Okay, stay on.
I know we'll really go off on.
Sure, no problem. Web stuff.
So you got involved with Kelly, who's the visionary director.
Yes.
You're coming from a much more business position. Did you raise more money?
Yes, we had to. So when Kelly brought the film to me, it was in a rough cut form.
And this is very, very low budget. I know you can't discuss what the budget is, but it's a proper low budget film.
It is. Yeah, I wouldn't say micro budget. It's a lowish budget, I'd say. I won't say exactly how much.
Of course, I don't want to push you there. But anyway, go on. And you raised some more money. Yeah,
so when he brought it to me, he'd done the principal photography, he'd done a few rough cuts of the film with his editor, Mark Towns, who did a really good job of it. And, I watched it, I thought this was good, but we're going to have to take it into post. And what we decided was we'd get a really top-notch sound place in Soho to do the job for us, a place called Art for Noise, and we'd get it done at a top picture facility, which was Technicolor. And we had to raise quite a considerable amount of money to do that. And I really didn't want to do it in my bedroom and then just take it into do a 2 or 3 day mix. I thought it'd be really good to get decent people to do sound and picture, and that's worked out really well. But it cost quite a lot to do that.
And how easy was it to find investors? Because there's this myth that there are no investors. It's really hard to find them.
Well, this is really interesting. I didn't find it that difficult, and I think the reason is because we're so firmly or smack firmly in genre. Horror and psychological horror is one of the top 10 genres that Truby talks about. You got horror, thriller, romance, all this stuff. And I think when you get into a specific genre, you find that there's a market for that. Both people willing to buy the film and people willing to sell it, and lots of fans willing to watch it. So I think the fact that we got firmly smack into genre means that we're able to find people to put money into it.
I'm just getting a message from James saying, "Is the mic dead?" So, Mike, could you just talk for me?
Oh no, really?
It's your mic.
It's my mic, is it? Is my mic? Hello, 1, 2. Oh no, I'm not dead. There you go. I'm a bit better. Is that better? A bit better. Okay, I'll give myself a bit more level even. There you go. How's that, James? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will try not to boom.
Am I alive?
No, you're good. Just coming back. You've just been through making delivery of the film as well, which I've had a couple of late night texts and phone calls in a bit of a panic. What was that experience like compared to what you thought it was going to be like?
It was really, we haven't finished delivering the movie. We're supposed to deliver this thing on January the 31st. We had a 3-month plan. We spoke to our sales agent and they said, you've got 3 months to deliver this movie. We're going to try and take advantage of Let Me In, which is the remake of Let the Right One In, the Swedish film. And your film, Let Me In, Don't Let Him In, we can position that on the back of that. But we need it delivered by January the 31st. So January the 31st rolled round and we're like, we don't like the composer's sound not very good, and we were like, oh no, we've got to throw this out, it's not working. And at the same time the certain post-production house hadn't quite got our conform right, so we were stuck in the situation where we had no movie because it wasn't conformed properly. So we're stuck in the grading theatre looking at these images on a screen and they're completely out of sync, and they're like 2 frames out, 58 frames out, the whole thing's a mess. So we just can't deliver on January the 31st. So what happened was we rang up the sales agent and said, I'm sorry, we're going to be a month late, thinking they were going to shout at us. And actually, they were really cool about it. They said, okay, fine. What you're doing is fine, get a new composer. And what we did was we got introduced to Christian Henson, who's the composer of Severance and Creep. And his partner Samuel Carl Bonn, who then ended up scoring the film for us, and he did a fantastic job. So now we've mixed the soundtrack finally. We've got the whole thing together, and we still haven't shipped. But we have actually now got sound and picture in sync. But one thing that we discovered was that the film came to 76 minutes 20 seconds when we were running at 25 frames per second. And we find a lot of distributors won't accept a film less than 80 minutes. So we then had to copy the film and make it 23.98 frames per second, which is the equivalent NTSC, so we could get the extra 4 minutes. Probably shouldn't be saying that. But now the film runs 80 minutes.
But runs long credits over the end. That's the usual trick.
Well, the credits are already a few minutes. So.
Right.
But basically now it's over 80 minutes, and it's okay. It's a bit slur, but it works. So that's fine. But what's nice is when you watch it in the mixing theatre and you see the film start to come alive, and you get all the fixes done, and then suddenly you watch it back at the end. And it works. You're like, I don't want to change this. I like this. So we've got a call with the sales agent tomorrow, and we're going to say, right, the film's in the post.
Right.
It's like the check's in the post.